Hey guys, this is Garth Harris, COO of Cake and Tune, and welcome to another episode of From Setup to Success. This is a video series where I'm talking to the team at both Cake and Tune about how to get the most out of our platforms. We'll be highlighting specific solutions and discussing the best practices to make sure that you're getting the most value out of your experience. And this quarter, we're actually talking about reliability and how that plays into our solutions as a way to positively impact your affiliate program with both of our systems. Our customers not only depend on the platform to operate as expected, but also on the reliability of the solutions and how they technically work. So we are here to share some highlights and answer any questions along the way. Today, I have the privilege of introducing you to a very special guest, Luke. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Garth.
Now, in case this is your first time seeing Luke, what's your name? How long you've been here? And what do you do?
I'm Luke Cadillac. I'm the Senior Onboarding Manager at Cake. I've been here for about 10 years, and I get to be the greeter of the front door at Cake. Any new customers that come in the door, I get to teach them how to use the software and how to implement it efficiently for their business.
Amazing. So it's without a doubt, you are a subject matter expert. So you are a good person to talk to when it comes to highlighting a feature or solution on the platform.
I like to think so.
Yeah. I want to do a quick icebreaker just so that people can get to know you a bit more. We work remotely. We have our own little desk set up, but what is something on your desk that you cannot live without?
Yeah, I know you'd like to think that it's my addiction to hand sanitizer, which is definitely crucial. I personally cannot live without my Post-it notes. I'm constantly writing little to-do items for myself, and then I stick it on my screens so it's straight up in my face, and then I have the accomplished feeling when I get something done, rip it off my computer screen, crumple it up, and shoot a three-pointer.
Well, right on. Well, hey, the show is about highlighting a best practice. What did you want to talk about today?
Yeah, today I wanted to jump into another widely used feature in the system called the Clickless Postback and all the various applications that I've seen customers using it.
Okay. Well, Clickless Postback, it's probably not the best marketing term for a feature, admittedly, but it is
Yeah.
exactly what it does. I guess in general, how would you describe the feature? And if you could real quickly, like what problem did it solve? Like why did we build the Clickless Postback?
Yeah. When you join Cake, you'll hear us harp on the power of server to server tracking and that being our best practice. And with a traditional postback, the goal is to get your click ID to a landing page, have that stored. And then when you fire a traditional postback to Cake, you're returning that click ID value. Well, there's certain scenarios or setups out there where we found that this couldn't be supported. They didn't have the ability to take a click. The main reason this use case was built back in the day was for mobile application tracking or install tracking.
Okay.
So I'm driving a user, click from my landing page, I take them over to the App Store. And because the App Store is a completely separate setting or system, it's unable to ingest or take in our click ID in some cases. And so those platforms needed a way to say, hey, I've tracked an event on our side and I just need to API insert that into Cake, which is why we introduced the Clickless Postback. It's basically an API option that does not require a click ID to insert a conversion or an event record into Cake.
Yeah, it seems like when the consumer's journey crosses over or breaks in like the digital side of the fence. So it's like, yeah, normally you're generating that click ID and passing it. So if that pass gets disrupted somehow, but you still want to do attribution, there's a solution for that. You can simply communicate to the system, hey, let's give this affiliate credit for a conversion. Is that right?
That's the key, is that you're handing off the attribution to some other upstream system, because Cake's natural way of doing the attribution is through that click ID. So the minute that that's unable to be supported, we wanted to give our customers a tool where they could rely on the upstream system's attribution, but still pump a conversion record or an event record back into our system.
Got it. So a couple of things. One of them is, what use case do you see being most popular these days for our customers taking advantage of this feature? And then once you describe that, I think it'd be really practical just to say, hey, like when you're in the system, where would I go generate a clickless postback so that I can actually take advantage of it? So yeah, what's the most common use case right now?
Yeah. Although we kind of built it for the mobile application use case, ironically, it feels like a lot of those mobile app tracking platforms, like the Apps Flyers, the Cochavas of today's day and age, can actually take our cake request ID now. And so a traditional postback can be supported out of the gates. So the way I actually see it being used most commonly today, I would say, is with call tracking setups
Okay.
and other offline tracking setups. But the primary use case that I point customers to using this tool is, hey, I've got a call tracking setup that I want to build through Cake, and I want to consolidate all of the affiliates traffic in their portal. I want to be able to see clicks. I want to be able to see the lead or the conversion event, and I also want to be able to see the qualified call. And so I've seen this implemented successfully with some of the big call tracking platforms out there like Ringba and Retriever,
Okay.
where they can assign out dedicated affiliate phone numbers. And when that affiliate phone number is called, hits the qualifying conditions, they can fire or trigger the Clickless Postback back to Cake to say, hey, we've got a qualified call, pay the affiliate for this event.
Yeah.
So there's a really cool use case for it.
I've seen that a lot as well. And to give credit to those platforms, there are technical ways of actually generating a click ID once the user arrives at the landing page, and you could pass in a click ID. So there are technical ways of doing it in certain circumstances, but that's not always the case. Like sometimes the phone number is the creative. And so you don't have a way to actually generate a click ID, pass it to the system, but you do have a way to connect that phone number, right, to a particular partner. And so you're like, all right, we know where the phone call came from. We know which campaign that is. So now we can give credit. And this is where we can easily integrate with these call tracking platforms.
You said it best. It's letting them do the attribution upstream. They know who it came from, and they just need a way to signal that back to Cake. And the benefit is that we can now consolidate all that into a single affiliate's view. So if they are a traditional affiliate, they get the benefit of seeing how many clicks they drive to the landing page, how many leads submit through the page, and or how many phone calls come from their phone number that's displayed on that page.
Yeah, and I think that's the key, what you just said, is that we become the system of record for not just online conversions that are happening on the landing page, but also conversions that are happening in third-party systems. But you still want one data platform to house all of that so that eventually you can take advantage of that data and call either our APIs, or now in the world of AI, you can do MCP, agent type stuff. But yes, having a system of record is really important to the overall kind of life cycle of running a performance company. Okay, that makes sense. So if I wanted to build out an offer in Cake and generate this Clickless Postback, where would I do that?
Let me show you.
Yeah, and if you guys have a better name for this, maybe we'll take a poll on who can come up with a better marketing name for the Clickless Postback. Hey, no shade to the people that built it. Maybe that's just a muscle we need to stretch out or flex a bit more.
I mean, if I could throw my recommendation in the hat, I sometimes refer to it as like the Cake conversion API. I know that can get convoluted because we do have a different conversion API that involves API keys and whatnot. But yeah, it's a way to insert conversions or trigger conversions into Cake. So quickly showing you how it can be generated similar to how you generate traditional postbacks on the offer card. You can come under the pixel button, choose the event that we are generating for. And in this top drop down where it says tracking type, the very last option that we display here is called Clickless Postback. And you'll see that it spits out a format that has m.ashx, which for us is a new endpoint that lets us understand it was for mobile. And then the multiple different attribution parameters are appended. In fact, every attribution parameter is appended to this. So we give you it all. However, if you go to our knowledge base article, which is what I guide our clients towards, this explains the different scenarios that you can use and configure your Clickless Postback differently to achieve different behavior. So you can use those attribution parameters in different combinations to achieve different goals, whether it's I want to pass offer an affiliate, or I want to just use Cake campaign ID. There are little bits of trade-offs depending on what you want to use, but that behavior is outlined in this section of the article.
Okay. So if I wanted to connect Cake with a call tracking platform, what version of the Clickless Postback have you been guiding your clients to use, or what's the most common use case?
So if we're talking about call tracking, we actually have a separate article for the Ringba integration, and I highlighted there the advantage of using the affiliate and the offer combination. And that's because they have different fields that you can assign dynamically in their system that'll house those IDs. And
Okay.
so it allows you to create one global structure and host the Cake IDs in there, and using offer and affiliate to tie back attribution to Cake. In other scenarios, I would say the campaign ID is sometimes more preferred because it's the most granular entity in Cake, representing the affiliate to the offer combination. And when you use campaign ID, I'll typically see that used with sub-affiliate IDs as well. So that gives you the flexibility to say, I'm not only doing affiliate attribution, but I can do affiliate plus their affiliate or sub-affiliate attribution and payouts in Cake using this method.
Got it. So what I'm hearing is there's a little bit of dependency on where you want to deploy this clickless postback. So there's not like a one size fits all, unfortunately, because we are dealing with third-party platforms. So in some platforms, one approach may be better or just more required, I guess, than the other, which is why people like you exist, because you can help our guide to the best solution. But it sounds like when possible is the campaign, because that's going to give you the most granular control over your reporting and what data you can push in. Is that right?
When in doubt, campaign it out. I just made that up on the fly.
I have never heard that before.
I'm going to claim title to that.
Wow.
I think
Rolls off the tongue. Put it on a t-shirt.
that's it. The next show, you'll see me rocking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. It depends on the use case. I think campaign really does give you the most flexibility and granularity in Cake, as we know. And again, that's why myself and our CSM teams are here to support our customers, is because not every use case is going to fit that, but consult with us and we'll be happy to share kind of the pros and cons of either approach. The last thing I did want to add with this feature, we are inserting via API. I mean, this is an API call into Cake. And like traditional postbacks, it is highly recommended that customers complement this feature with our IP whitelisting feature.
Oh, sure.
Because this allows you to insert conversions into the system.
Right.
And so we highly recommend that. As you can see in this article, there's a best practice section that links out to how to set up IPs for whitelisting, just as an additional security layer to making sure that only the known third-party systems that are calling this and inserting conversions into Cake, their IPs are what's whitelisted and allowed to create the record in our system.
Yeah, it's a good shout out. It's almost like an API key by creating the IP address whitelist, right?
Exactly. So in the Ringba article, their IPs are listed for your benefit. You can always consult with their team just to make sure that those stay current. Last I checked, they should be up to date. But with any other third-party setups that you're using, highly recommend that be part of the customer's talk track of, I've implemented this, now how do I whitelist your IPs to make sure that only that system is calling it?
Well, thanks again, Luke. I always love exploring features with you and just talking through the different use cases. So thank you for coming on to the show again and for helping our clients get the most out of our platform. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks again for having me. Hope you guys learned something new today.
So as usual, we just want to wrap up with an invitation for you guys to reach out to us about anything that's on your mind. If you have any questions about what we covered today, ideas for a future episode, or just general feedback, we want to hear it. So feel free to email us at partnermarketing@tune.com. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.